Okay, so good morning, everybody. In today's class, we're going to practice some more functions that we have in MS Excel. And these functions belong to the category of database functions. And they include dsum, daverage, dmax, dnum, dcount, and dcount_a. So let's get going and let's practice these functions one by one. So the very first function will be dsum that we are going to talk about. And as I often say that in MS Excel, all the functions that we have, they are very user friendly. And from the name only, most likely you are able to make out the work that will be done by that particular function. So the very first function that we have today is dsum. It is a database function, I repeat. Excel dsum function returns the sum of values from the set of records that match criteria. The values to sum, please remember, it will be extracted from a given field that we have in a particular uh, Excel sheet that we have made over here. And this particular function may look like same as the another function that we have in MS Excel, that is by the name SUMIF. And SUMIF, please remember, will also sum up the values in a range that meet the criteria that we specify. And but that is not a database function, because in SUMIF we don't select the whole database. Rather, we give a range, then we give the criteria. But in the database functions, we have to select the whole database, and then accordingly we can sum up the value given under any field and match it with the criteria. So let's get going with the dsum function practice. One thing more I want to say, that the syntax of the database functions is very easy. All functions, whether it is dsum, dcount, or dcount_a, or daverage, or dmax, they all have three variables, three arguments that they take. And the three arguments are database, field, and criteria. The database range include the headers, field includes a field name or the index to count, and criteria range includes the headers as well. And that is the main difference that we have between the database functions dsum and between SUMIF and the other functions that we have done under the uh, mathematical functions category. These sum functions will calculate the sum of values in a set of record that match the criteria. And in the field, we have to mention the name of the variable, the field, that is basically the name or the index of the field to query. So index basically is the number. For example, if we are referring to a field in A column, then the index will be 1. If it is B, the index will be 2. If it is C, then the index will be 3, and so on. So let's go to the Excel sheet and see the practice of first the practice of the dsum function. So let me make it bold so that people can see that. So I have already made some database with me, which has the variables like serial number, name, marks 1, marks 2, sales, cost, color, place, and date. And I have also made another separate list of the fields with the headers as well as the values which I want to test. So under dsum, let's get going. I say equal to dsum. As it says, I have to mention the database. So I select from A1 to I11. I give comma, and then I mention the field which I have to use for summing up the values. Now I have to be very careful about the field which I'm mentioning from the database and the field which I mention in the criteria. If there is a mismatch in the field that you're referring to the criteria, and if it is not matching with the database, then it will give you the error, as it was happening in the first case. So I want to calculate the sales for the say for example, for a person whose name is Jolly. So I will simply select the field along with the name, and I will close the bracket. So I get 2000 as the answer. Let me check how much sale Jolly has done. So Jolly has done sale of 2000. Similarly, if I want to sum up the value, say for example, I want to calculate the total sales done in a particular country. So I say again the database, I say now space. I have to be very particular about the spelling of the field which I'm going to use. So I want to know the total sales done in a country, say USA, and I close the bracket and I say enter. So I have a zero over here. So sales, let me just check. Wait, let me check the spelling. Oh, see, over here I've mentioned the USA in the capital letter and one in the small letter. So let me first of all correct this particular error. Then let me also correct over here. And now let me see where is the error. So I say D sum. It says yes, D sum A1 to I11 place. Yes, and so it should give me the answer. Let me just check. Or did I Q1 to Q2? Wait, let me see where is the error. I want to calculate. Oh, there's a big problem. Can anybody find out the problem? Yes, see, I can make out that. See, the biggest problem is that when we are going to calculate the sum, now it's a very fair logic that the sum can be calculated only for a number. Now, see, I did a big mistake. I want to calculate the sales, and over here I've mentioned the field as place name. Now, name cannot be added; it cannot be summed up. So I have to actually mention the field name which I want to sum up. So now if I press enter, you will see that the answer has come as 7,400. Now let me see how it is coming. So for USA, one answer is this. Let me change the color. That is why I often say that please be careful about the field that you are selecting in, because if you are giving the wrong field which cannot be counted or which cannot have any mathematical calculation, it will give you the answer as zero. So that is why I was getting zero as the answer. Now I can simply say that the total sales done in a country USA is 7,400, and there is the answer which I have got over here. Let me practice one more time because the more errors you do, the more you learn. And that is why I was wanting to find the error there and then. Again, I will have D sum and I will select the whole database. I will now select a field, say mm, cost. I want to add the cost. I will have to put that in the double quote. And I want to put the cost, say for a color. Say for example, I want to choose for color, and in color I say blue color, and I say then close the bracket, and I say enter. So I got 650 as the answer. Now let me find out where the blue is. Now blue is over here. One blue is over here. One more blue is over here. Let me find the corresponding cost. So this is 200 and this is 450. So I get 650 as the answer, right? So please remember, be careful about the variables that you are mentioning in the D sum or any function for that matter, because if there is any error in the spelling mistake, or if there is any mismatch of the field, then you will not get the answer. And you may take a lot of time to figure out where you have done the error. So we have D sum, I have given the database, and this time I want to sum, say, marks 1. So I say marks 1 in quote I will mention, and I want to sum up the marks for the sales. Uh, Let me say some logical mathematical operator. I say more than 1,000, right? So I'm going to write it again. I say D sum. I say this whole database. I select it. I say comma. I mention the marks 1 as the field, and then I mention the criteria. The criteria is sales greater than 1000. So I got 225 as the answer. Now let me see where I'm getting this answer and how I'm getting the answer. So N1 is greater than 1000. So it is this. Let me change the color. This is this. And this. So all numbers in marks 1 have been added for these numbers. Let me check. It is 25 plus 18. I have 10. Then I have 42. 42 again. 21. And then I have 38. And then I have 29. So I got 225 as the answer. So my answer is correct. Please remember, as a habit, you must validate and check whether the answer that you're getting is right or wrong. So that was all about the dsum function. I'll be back with another function very soon. Thank you so much. Please practice and do let me know what other functions you would want to do.